we got to be better. Like HBCUs, like we just, like pretty much he was in a way without saying it, like this shit don't happen at Alabama. Nobody's breaking into Nick Saban's office doing this shit. Like we need a higher standard. We need a higher level. We need a higher level of standards for this program in this school and HBCUs in general. And he's been pounding the table for that culture. So, salute to him. Troy Aikman showed up at the game to support. Deion Sanders almost started crying. And the crazy thing is, Troy Aikman really does look like black Jay-Z or white Jay-Z. The more and more I see his face. Like, Troy Aikman looks like white Jay-Z, and it really creeps me out. And lastly, college football news. Clemson defensive end Justin Foster retired from football after sitting out this past season due to his COVID-19 diagnosis and also having asthma. So he's had those things conflicting, and he's really beat up about it. He was an all ACC honorable mention a couple of years ago when he had 4.5 sacks. And to see him kind of have to give up football, it's unfortunate, but he also has a degree in construction science and management that he got in December. And that's a damn good degree to have. Construction, it's going around, and he's probably going to make himself a lot of money outside of football after that. So salute to him. And, a lot of athletes really are dealing with COVID, like ruining them, and then they have to retire. Like, saw a special on HBO Sports. This girl was like top of her game. Now her lungs don't work.
Good Lord.
Like her lungs don't fucking work. And it's just really horrifying. Like for some people it really caught them in like shortness of breath, like muscle deterioration. So yeah, man. If you know people who are athletes and they're getting COVID testing, you need to make sure they get their heart tested too. Because when I talked about it like months ago, actually it was last year, the Cal Penn football player who died because he had a blood clot in his heart and said it was COVID related, like that can happen. So man, definitely get yourself tested.
All right, and that was a 13-minute speed read.
Hey man, some people really love that segment. So how about you shut the fuck up?
All right, man. Take your tangent time. My man doesn't even have the drop queued up.
Because I can't see, bro. Jesus. And somebody keeps moving it.
All right, so first up.
Getting mad. I'm getting rich. You getting mad.
This actually would have been the perfect song for this. So in case you missed it this past week, there was a viral video between Cam Newton and a young man in a 7-on-7. Cam was roaming the sidelines, and this kid was pretty much just yelling at him, "You're a free agent. You're a free agent." And Cam Newton was like, "What'd you do today? Like, what? I didn't even see you play." And it was a whole back and forth situation.
You're broke. You're going to be a bum.
Athletes got to...
I'm rich. I'm rich, though. Where your daddy at? Where's your daddy at? Where's your daddy, young man? Where's your father?
Athletes took to Twitter about it, saying, like, this is what's wrong with the generation. They don't want to listen to advice. They don't want to. They have a chance to talk to one of the GOATs, and they're just wasting it, trying to get clout, trying to get attention, et cetera, et cetera. So, do you got to take a tangent on that whole video that dropped this week?
When Keith pulled up earlier, I was talking to him about it. I was like, oh, yeah, I got a lot to say. I even said it on a couple different platforms. Kids like that in my era would have got their ass beat till they cried. Like, coaches would have literally hemmed your ass up. You got smacked around. Who you talking to like that? You got popped. Or they would have made you go one-on. I remember my high school coach made this dude who called the teacher a bitch, made him snake crawl the entire length of the field. And he was crying in front of the whole team. Like a bitch. This young man, and there's a second part of the video, and Cam clarified it, like, he's like, I'm going to give you the attention that you want, but I don't think you should go about doing it this way. Like he was trying to talk past the kid's ego, and the kid was like defensive and smelling his own shit. Like, his cameras here, bro. Like, they gonna see the shit I do. Like, I'm nice. And then he tried to apologize, and it was actually a bunch of spelling errors in the. There was one major spelling error in the shit that he posted on his Twitter. I'm not even gonna say the kid's name. You can find it, but I'm not gonna shit on a young black man. But he needs to be humble. He said, if your parents didn't raise you to be that way, then why were you talking so slick to a dude who literally accomplished everything you would want to accomplish? This shit don't happen at the Manning Academy. And this goes into another, like when Cam was on I Am Athlete talking about it, like, bro, Cam Newton came in when Vic was on his way out and McNabb was pretty much done. Like, he is the quintessential trailblazer of black quarterbacks. Like, there's the old era. Cam Newton gave birth to what you see in all these QBs who are successful right now. Like, Deshaun Watson could essentially, he got hyped the way he got hyped because they said, we saw Cam do it. He doesn't run like Cam. He can run. He's more of a passer, but he's athletic. Like Lamar Jackson, like all these black QBs who are great and taking a lead, even Mahomes, all these guys are Cam Newton's sons, metaphorically speaking. And the fact that you would come to this man has his whole career, he's given away free shit to kids. One of the biggest sportsmen of all time, Walter Payton Man of the Years, done all types of shit for children, and your punk ass comes in here talking shit. I think 7-on-7s are trash anyway, because most of these cats playing 7-on-7s, these so-called skill players, got no fucking skill when they actually get on the field. You're out there getting manhandled like a hoe. Like, it's easy to do all these cool little releases, and oh shit, I juked a kid out of his shoes at this camp. Well, guess what? You may be a big dog. You may be a big dog in a big fish in a small pond. But once you actually put the pads on and you get to the highest of levels, you get exposed. And not only did you expose that your parents failed in raising you, that you failed and showed you're not very intelligent. Now the perception of you is that you're a fucking spoiled idiot. And when people look at a young black male who's problematic and runs his mouth off, you know what they're going to think of? They're going to think of you. You did that to yourself. You could have just shut the fuck up and been cool about it. Athletes joke with people all the time. I remember my freshman year of high school, Rodney Pete, on the set of the Best in Sports Show period, smacked me in the head with the calendar because I wasn't paying attention to what he said. He was like, pass this forward. And I was talking to somebody else, and I kind of heard, I didn't know it was him who said it, and he's like, popped me on the head. He's like, hey, well, pay attention. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, that was the most accurate shit. I was in my head, I was like, that's the most accurate throw he had his whole career. But I let it go. I was like, I didn't take it personal. I got my Hooters poster, calendar, and it was cool. Like, I understood he wasn't doing it to be mean. Like,
I'll just say this.
Cam handled that as best as you could. He spoke past that young man's ego. It's like, no, I really didn't watch you today. I really want to know what you did. Tell me about yourself. That's when he should have took the time to be his own best spokesperson. Like, yeah, bro, I had 3 touchdowns. I shook some cats. We gonna play y'all tomorrow. We'll see. And he said, I let my he let his athletic or his competitive spirit get ahead of him. Like, no, you were being a cocky asshole. You should have. I would have, if I was one of his friends, I'd have smacked him. Sorry.
God, this is supposed to be quick, bro.
No, the shit got me mad. Because it's some poor ass kid who couldn't get to Cam Newton's camp, and he didn't get the chance. But your little spoiled, ungrateful ass, your mama and your daddy need to get slapped for how you talk to a grown man on camera. I'll
just say this.
I'd have kicked his ass out. He wouldn't talk to Marshawn Lynch like that.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that Cam was mad? Because Cam was mad, man. I know he's trying to play it off.
No, Cam was from Atlanta, Georgia. He's petty.
I know he came back.
He's like, who are you?
I know he came back around, but he was mad, dog.
He said,
he was mad. He was mad, though.
He wasn't mad.
He was mad, bro.
That's disrespectful. I'd be mad, too.
Mad.
He's Atlanta mad. He's petty, like the way Andre 3000 allegedly bitch slapped Young Thug for being disrespectful. That's what we saw. We saw an intellectual bitch slapping.
Like anytime Joe Budden gets dissed, when he's not mad, but he's actually like mad. That's how Cam was mad.
Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who the fuck are you mad? Okay, that's fair.
But Joe Budden's always like, I'm not mad. I don't need to rap anymore. I'm not a rapper. But like, he talks about it for 2 hours. It's like, bro, you kind of mad.
I was nice, bro. I was nice. You were mid. You were mid.
That's one thing I want to acknowledge. The second thing I want to acknowledge is, doesn't matter what level you play in this game, everybody has a shelf life. Like, it can be, when you make it to the pros and you retire and you got a Hall of Fame career, or it can be, in high school when you tear your ACL in spring ball. Whatever it is, the game doesn't last forever for anybody, and that's what makes the game great. With that comes respect. Like, that's the foundation of football, is the respect, acknowledging, hey, this game could end at any moment. Hey, I only have so much time with these 11 or these 22 people that I'm trying to do something special, memorable, historic with. That's the respect. And I think that's getting lost now for a number of reasons. One, COVID. These kids haven't been around their coaches or their teammates or anything like that for a year, or it's been off and on. It hasn't been normal. It hasn't been stable in whatever fashion or whatever state it is in. And two, because the whole football season and recruiting process is so disruptive, it's like there's just more and more push to have a brand, to get yourself out there, to put your workout videos, to put your tape out there. And that's cool and that's great, and I understand that. But at the same time, it's like you got to give these kids a chance to find themselves as people before you expect them to find themselves as players. Like, you want them to have a brand and be set as a player before they even know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. And I get it. The recruiting process can never start too early.
No, it can.
But yeah, it can, because
David
you're
Seals.
supposed to just be having fun, especially freshman and junior level.
But he was rude and
football.
disrespectful.
And yeah, and to that point, again, just doesn't matter what you play or where you play. You always have to have respect for the people who have put the pads on before you, because they've paved the path for you, especially somebody like Cam. But it doesn't even have to be Cam. It can be anybody. It can be a coach, anything. Like,
won a championship in high school, junior college, won a Heisman, number one overall pick, won an NFL MVP,
and played in the Super
Bowl. If Cam was white, he'd be a Hall of Fame quarterback, bar none. Let's just say, if Cam was white, you wouldn't question his credentials. If a white dude did what Cam Newton did all the way to right now, like, come on. Am I playing the race card? Am I pretty close and fair in my sentiment? If Cam was anything but a black man and had the same numbers, like, I just don't see how, like, and that's the thing that black people in particular, this is the only time I'll ever actually do this, but, like, there's a reason why we don't respect, certain people don't respect a lot of older black people, because they sold us out. But when you don't have respect for your contemporaries and the people who are...
How are you going to surpass them?
Yeah, how you going to have respect for people ahead of you? You don't even have enough respect for yourself to not realize you're embarrassing yourself in front of everyone. It was kids laughing at him. Like, bro, you look stupid now. And if you don't ball out for the rest of your playing career, you're going to be known as the kid who ran his mouth off to a guy who was probably holding a free football camp and looking out for your dumb ass. And you'll be at fucking working at I don't know, a garbage truck somewhere. You'll be working some random ass job. No one will know your name. They'll just know that clip, and you embarrass yourself.
Next one. The Titans are shopping first round pick Isaiah Wilson. They drafted him last year, right?
First round pick, I think 29th.
Pretty much what they said was
he's a spoiled child.
Yeah, that the person he was when they did their homework on him in the draft process